Hello again and welcome back here. Alright, now I think we are ready to add some materials, and for any reason if we want to add a new object and make some editing, we can do that later. So let's start with the wall material. I want to create a white material for the walls, and let's bring the reference image, and maybe we can start with this panel. Let's create a material for it. If you want, you can add a sphere and create a material for a sphere, and then you can apply it. For example, I can go to the mesh and add a UV sphere, and I think it's not quite important to increase the resolution. All right. And after that, right click, shade smooth, and scale it, make it small. And you can create a material for this, and then you can apply the material on any object you like. Not just that, if you go to a Blender kit, if you go to the material section, you will find a lot of free materials you can use here. Just import it and you can apply it on any geometry you like. Right, so let's create this material. I will grab this and I will hit slash to go to the local mode, and then hit Z and go to the material preview. And I will split this window to 2 so I can access the shader editor. Just hit right click and split, vertical split, and let's put this one, for example, right here. And I will switch the editor to shader editor. I will hit N to close this panel. After that, all what we need to do is just create a new material, hitting this button right here. But before we do that, I will go to this panel, hit N from the keyboard and active screencast. All right, and then I will hit new to create a new material. And now we got a new material. All right, in the base color, I will reduce the white value a little bit and make it a little bit gray, but not too much, something very subtle. And I want this material to have some texture. I will use noise texture, hover over here, and then hit Shift A to add, and let's search for noise. And let's put the noise texture right here. If you want to preview the noise on the object, hit Control Shift, click on it just to see the result. And now I can see here. All right, so this is the scale. I will make the scale big, something like that, maybe 200, and we can manipulate that later if we want. And maybe we can increase the details to maybe 5, and the roughness to maybe 7, I guess. And now we got this. All right, now I will use this as a normal map. I will hit Shift A to add, and I will add bump. Just search for bump, and let's put the bump right here. Plug the normal to the normal, and then plug the factor to the height. And hold Control and hold right click and cut this wire. Hit Control Shift click on the principal just to see the result. And let's zoom in. Let's see what we got so far. All right, now we got this result. It looks nice, but the effect is strong. I can manipulate the distance. Let's add, for example, 0.001. Hit enter, and now we got subtle effect. And you can go beyond that. Let's add 0, another 0, and let's change the 1, for example, to 4 maybe. And now, as you can see, the effect become very subtle. And for the roughness, it's important to increase the roughness a little bit. Now it's become rough. All right, now I can use this material. Hit slash to excite. I will give this material a name. Yes, go to this bar and hit click on the name of the material, and let's call this wall underscore maybe white, and then hit enter, and that's it. And now I want to apply the same material on this panel, so I will select this panel and go to this arrow right here, and let's search for wall, and it's right here. You can select it like that. And now let's see the material, how the material will be applied on the panel. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can see here we have some distortion, and we should fix that. All right, to fix this, just grab the noise texture and then hit Control T. And when you do that, you will have texture coordinates with mapping. After that, plug the object to the vector like that. And that will help to rectify this problem and give you a better result. If you are not quite happy with the texture, you can reduce it, make it even subtle. If you like, it's up to you. You can increase the roughness or reduce it, the details as well. It's up to you. All right, try to make the effects settle. Now we got something cool. You can increase the roughness a little bit and reduce the distance to maybe 2, not 3, or not 4. All right. This material now looks cool. I will hit slash to excite. And now let's see where can we apply this material. We can apply it on the roof, on the ceiling. Let's grab this and let's search for the white. Well, sorry. Hit enter. And now let's zoom in. Let's see what we got. All right, the material looks cool here. And what I'm going to do is I will select all the objects that's sharing this material. For example, this one, I can grab it, hold shift to grab this, and then hold shift and grab one of the objects with the material, for example, this one, the ceiling, and then hit Control L to link the material from this object to this one and to this one. All right, so hit Control L and choose link material. And now those two, now they are sharing the same material. The structure as well, I can give it the same material. Hold shift to grab the ceiling, Control L, link material. That's very cool. Right, let's see what else. Cool. All right, so yeah, this is how to create the wall material. Now let's see, maybe we can start with, I'm not so quite sure, maybe we can start with this material. I can grab this piece, for example, and I can go to the local mode and I can use Blender Kit to search for a suitable material for this one. I will go to the material section, this icon right here, and I will open the eye so I can see the materials, and let's search for wood. And then hit enter. And here we have a lot of images we can use here. All right, this one looks cool, but it's a little bit rough. All right, let's try to find something else. By the way, just keep in mind, it's not quite important to stick with the materials we have here in the reference image. You can go around that, and you can add the material that you think it will work. All right, maybe we can go back and use this one. Click and drag, and let's put it on this. All right, 26 megabyte. Let's wait for that. All right, and now we have the material applied here, as you can see. Let's take a look and let's see if this makes sense or not. If the material not giving us the result that we want, we can download another one. For example, this one, we can download it, and let's see this one as well. All right, maybe this one. All right, this one looks nice. All what we need here to do is just rotating this material. So let's make this bigger a little bit, and let's see how can we control that. All right, what we can do is we can use rotation, but I'm not so quite sure to the X or Y. We can try. All right, maybe Z. Yeah, Z. We can rotate this to the Z, just type 9 degree. And that will help to rotate this and make it a vertical. In case you don't like the material, feel free to change this to whatever material you like, and you can manipulate it if you like. If you want to change the color and do whatever thing you like to do, you can do it here. In general, the material looks nice. Maybe we can find something else, or maybe we can find another color and manipulate it. You can do that, just keep that in mind. I paused the video and I keep browsing the materials here, and I found this one. It's called procedural wood. Maybe we can use it. This one, the procedural wood, it will be a little bit heavy, but you can control it and you can change the color and make some manipulation if you like. All right, so let's click and drag and let's put it on this and let's see the difference. Or maybe there's another scenario if you like to do. If you like to make a comparison, you can just take a copy here, click and drag and apply it here. All right, and as you can see, this is the result. And now if I go to the shader editor, as you can see, we have this node right here. It's node group, and let's manipulate the saturation a little bit and let's see if we can get something close to this panel. For example, I can manipulate the saturation and add maybe 0.7. All right, and the result looks so beautiful, actually. Very cool. I think we're going to use the procedural because here we have a lot of options. We can manipulate the contrast, bright, normal, and it's very, very beautiful. So I will use this material and I will apply it here as well. And let's delete this one. Hit slash to exit. And now I can apply the same material on this panel. Grab this, hold shift grab this one and this one as well. Hold shift grab the panel with the material. Control L and choose link material. As you can see, the material lines goes up vertically, and that's what we want. The result looks nice. It's stretched a little bit, but it's cool. We can accept it. For any reason, if you don't like this, you can unwrap this piece of panel. For example, I can show you how to unwrap it. You can tab to go to the edit mode, and then you can hit A to select everything. Here we have this option is called Smart UV Projection. You can use it for a quick unwrapping, or you can use a different scenario like going to the face selection mode and select all of these faces. All right, you can, let me show you how. You can go to this site, for example, and you can grab all of these faces like that, as you can see. And now I should add these as well. Don't forget that. I guess from the top view, we can achieve something like that. Just go to the wireframe and grab these faces like this. And then you can go to the side view, because I just want to deselect these faces, the upper faces, I mean. Hold Control and deselect these faces right here. We don't need them. And those here as well. Control and deselect them. All right, and now we can unwrap this. So to unwrap this, I can split this window to 2 as well and go to the UV editor this time. And now we have the UV editor. With these faces selected, I will hover over here and select the UV here as well. Hit A to select them all. Don't forget that. Select whatever thing you selected here. When you go here, select it as well. Just hit A. And then hit U 2 times. And now it's unwrapped. You can now now you can open the menu and change the method to conformal. Angle base, it's good for the organic objects. Conformal, it's fit for object like panels, hard surface, etc. And now we got this perfectly unwrapped, and the result will be so nice. All right, now tab out and let's take a look. Go back to the material preview. And now you can see the material looks so beautiful. Let's slash to Excite. And now we got something cool. All right, now all what we need to do is just apply what we did on these as well. Grab them and go to the local mode. Tab to go to the edit mode, and you can do the same scenario from the top. Just select these faces like that. In the wireframe mode, hold shift to grab those as well. And let's deselect the top faces like that. We don't need to include them. And the bottom as well. And now we got these faces in the front ready to be unwrapped, as you can see. All right, now hover over here, hit A to select what you selected right here, and then hit U 2 times and choose conformal, and now it's done. Hit slash to Excite, and now you can go to the material preview just to see the result. Tab out, hit Z, and go to the material preview. The result looks awesome. All right, let's bring the reference images again, and now let's see what's the next step. All right, let's take care of this panel right here. Let's go to the local mode and let's search for a new material for this one. You can use the procedural, or you can find another one here. All right, maybe this one, I like this. Click and drag, and let's put it on this panel. All right, the result looks nice, but I think the color should be changed a little bit. Let's try to find another material. All right, what about this one? I think this one will work. Click and drag. All right, you can search for the word wood, or just browse these images until you find it. It's right here. All right, the result looks nice, but I think we should rotate it. In this case, we will go back to the shader editor. There's no need to unwrap this because the texture applied perfectly on the object without any problem. All what we need to do is just to grab the object, hover over here, hit the home button to bring the images here, and go to the Z rotation, I guess, and type 90 degree, and it will be rotated like that. And now the result looks nice. All right. In case you want to add another material in the cavities, you can go to the material and add another slot here, and you can give this slot a different material, or you can give it the same material and make some manipulation. For example, here I will search for the wood 3, wood 0. Yeah, it's right here. All right, where is it? Yeah, maybe this one, I guess. Yep. And I want to make this material unique for this slot, because whatever change you will do right here, it will affect this slot as well. So in this case, I will select this one and hit this button right here to make it single user and unique. And now I can change it. And for example, I can change the name to underscore wood underscore dark. And I will show you why I'm doing this. All right, now I will select this panel. You can go to solid. What I will do is I will select these panels like that, as you can see, and I will hit Control with I to invert the selection. And now I will choose the wood dark and apply it on these selected faces. Just to grab them like that and then choose assign. And now this material assigned on these selected faces. After that, I can go here to the material and add some notes. For example, I can search for curve. Just hit Shift A and hit search and type curve, RGB curve, and let's put this one right here. And now I can make this darker. Let's go to the material preview first, tab out, and now I can make this darker by grabbing this point and move this down. And now it's become darker. You can make it even darker like that if you want. All right, if you have a problem with the color, you can add hue and saturation. Let's search for hue. And let's put it right here as well. And I will reduce the saturation to 0.6 maybe. And you can manipulate the value if you want to make it even darker. And if you want, you can replace the RGB with the hue and saturation. That will work as well. Just keep that in mind. Hit slash to excite. And now we got very nice panel right here. All right, let's try to do the same thing for this panel. I grab this. Hit slash to excite. I just want to focus on this one. I will give it the same material that I added right here. Hold shift to grab this, Control L, and choose link materials. And now it's linked. Select this, hit slash to grab it. And now what I will do is I will tab and then I will select these panels like that. Sorry. Just select them like that. And go to the material, to the UV editor, hit A to select all of these panels and hit hue 2 times to unwrap them. All right, now they are unwrapped, but here we got a problem here. Some of these panels will be rotated and we need to avoid that. So in this case, what I will do is I will select the face that needs to be rotated. For example, those right here. And let's see, maybe this one. And I think that's it. And now grab them here, hit R, hold Control, and rotate them 90 degrees like this. And that will help to solve this problem. All right, now let's select these panels, all of them, again. And now I will hit Control I to invert the selection. and I will go to the wood dark and hit assign to assign it for the selected faces. And then now tab out. All right, now let's hit slash again. I just want to make a comparison between this panel and this panel. You can go to the local mode and see the texture size. For example, now I can hit Control I again to invert the selection again, because I think this material should be a little bit smaller. And as you can see, when I selected this panel right here, they are selected here as well. I will hit S to make the texture or the UV big as compared to the texture. And in this case, you can make the texture smaller. And now let's make a comparison and let's see. All right, the result is makes sense, I guess. Very nice. And it's close as well. All right, in case you want to manipulate the saturation, actually you can do that. Just go to the wood 3 and let's add a hue and saturation here. Just search for hue and let's put it right here. And now I can reduce the saturation a little bit because it's a little bit orange. Let's add 0.7 maybe. And now I guess it's better. And it's close to what we have right here, I guess. A little bit, let's say. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I will end it here and see you in the next one.